Hello Year 10. This video is going to go over how to multiply indices together. This is the first of a series of very short videos just to help you if you forget how to do these different skills. So when we're multiplying indices together, they have to have the same base, otherwise they won't work. Your answer is going to have exactly the same base as well. So I always write my base down first. In this case, our base is 2, so my answer is going to be 2. And I've got 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 3. If I expand these out, 2 to the power of 4 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then, so that's my 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 3. 2 times 2 times 2. Don't forget, these are real numbers. This 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is actually same as the number 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. So these are real numbers that we're dealing with. Just indices helps us multiply things when they're really huge numbers. Okay, so our answer is we need to just simply add up all the different 2's. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So my answer is going to be 2 to the power of 7. There's a much easier way to do it, and hopefully you guys have already worked that out, because 7 is the same as 4 plus 3. So all we need to do with this part of indices is when we're multiplying things, make sure that we add the indices. So if I have 3 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 4, the way I work that out is I just go, that's the same as 3 to the power of 2 plus 4, which equals 3 to the power of 6. Remember, that's 6 times 6, or 3 times 3, the same 6 times over. All right, it can get a little bit more complex. We can have numbers like 7 to the power of 4 times 7 to the power of 3 times 7 to the power of 2. It doesn't matter how many numbers we have, so long as they're all the same base. Our answer is going to be 7, and then we just add up these top ones. So 4 plus 3 plus 2. 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So our answer is 7 to the power of 9. Now, if you have something like 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 3, we can simplify it a little bit. Just remember, you can only multiply together those things that have got the same base. So we're going to have 2, and we've got 7 lots of 2 all together. And then the times 3, if it doesn't have the same base, we then have to just leave it on the end. So it looks like that. So it's a way of simplifying things a little bit. If we have algebra, it just looks a little bit different. So I'll do the next slide as an algebra slide. So our next slide with algebra, what we're having here is if I have something like, instead of the base being a number, if I have a to the power of 3 times a to the power of 4, exactly the same thing happens. It's the same as a to the power of 3 plus 4, which equals a to the power of 7. So in algebra, remember the letters have to do the same as what the numbers do. So it doesn't matter what the bases are. If the bases are the same, we can use our algebra rule. So our algebra rule for this that you might see listed around is a to the power of n times a to the power of m equals, what do you think it might be? Base has got to be the same, and then we add our indexes. So that's what that little formula means. All right, hopefully this will help you now as you tackle some of the problems either from the worksheets that I've given you or from your classroom question and get these done. Thank you for listening.